17. Bring that up.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 17.
Go.
And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Now, who's slain before their enemies, right? God's talking to his chosen people. Right down there, hey, we slain before our enemies. Hey, we slain before our enemies here, man. Right? The Most High is talking about us. Right? He's not talking to the Mexicans. He's not talking to the Negroes. He's talking to the Israelites, man. We don't.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
Right? So they that hate you shall reign over you, man. Right? These people reign over us. The man talking about is pot legal in Chicago. Man, it's Google it, man. Right? We're not dealing with you, man.
Fuck out of here.
Right, exactly, right? That's the spirit that we in. That look like ham to me.
You see how every time we talk about real shit, the evil man always trying to involve stupid ass charges. Get the fuck out of here.
And that's spiritual too. Guess what? That's in the scriptures, man. Right? He always trying to come slithering in, man. Talking about something. Exactly like a damn snake. Go to Psalms 58. Hold that. Go to Psalms 58:3. Damn snake, a damn dragon, man.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 14. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown, but when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
Right, exactly, and that's what Satan do, right? Ustedes están libreros, todos, right? Todos tus familias, israelitas, right? Todos, man. Right, they gotta understand that, man.
Motherfuckers.
See that, man?
Motherfuckers.
This girl got a zeal on him, man. Hey, go to 1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 6. Let's read about your people, man. Let's see how mighty they were in war.
Check it out.
Right?
1
Chronicles chapter 12. Let's start verse 16.
Book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 12 and verse 16.
Read it out.
And there came of the children of Benjamin and Judah to the hold unto David.
I'm 32.
Verse 32. And the children of Issachar, which
Right,
was
just like it. Your people, the children of Issachar, right? The Aztecs, the Mayans. How mighty were they in war? Right, we don't.
which were men that had understanding of the time.
So, your forefathers had understanding of the times. They can read the stars, they can read the moon, right? They can read the sun, see what time of day it was, right? What time it was, right? They knew if it was 3 o'clock or if it was 3:03. Right? That's hey,
the sundial. You got the sun to tell you the time.
Right, the sundial, all of that, man. The children of Issachar had those understandings, man. Your forefathers, right? So no, and they weren't declaring themselves as Mexican. They weren't declaring themselves as American, man. They were declaring themselves as children of Issachar, man. The children of Israel. Right? Understand that, we don't.
To know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
Exactly, man. So whenever we went to war, we needed the children of Issachar to tell us what time it was, what direction shall we go, right? If we should go by night or if we should go by the morning, right? Because the children of Issachar, like I said, they were mighty in war, man. Those are your forefathers, right? You're, like I said, you're an Israelite, man. You're not a Mexican American. And look that up, man. You gonna understand.
No.
All right?
Get it? Because lies are told by history. Whoever wins the battles, right?
And guess what, man? Right? And we understand that. That's why the Most High left the book of records, man. To understand, to understand the true history, right? The true history of what happened. Right? Go to Jeremiah 16 and 19, right? Because they're gonna understand something one day. They're gonna understand that everything that they were told was lies, man. And everything in this Bible, you got it? All right, hold on.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 19.
Read it out.
O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
Right, so these other nations gonna come unto our people and do what?
From the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies.
What they gonna say?
Surely our fathers have inherited lies.
Guess what? That's what you just said, man. But there's gonna come a point in time they're gonna understand the history that they learned was lies, man. And everything that in this Bible that came to pass, hey, guess what? It was the truth. Go to Ezekiel 33 and verse 33 for me, man. Right, go to Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come.
Lo, it what?
Lo, it will come.
Right, and even the brother from earlier talking about anybody can prophesy or do a prophecy. Man, no, you cannot, man. Stop it, right? Hey, guess what? In these days, they're going to know a prophet has came, man. Because all the prophecies going to come to pass, man. We don't.
Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
They're going to know in that time that then we was talking to the servants of the Lord.
That's
We was
right.
talking to the servants of the living God, man. And we didn't know that, man. But guess what? They're going to know in that time, man. He going to believe in God in that time. Right? He going to believe in God when he all jammed up. Right? When the Most High judging him, man. You know? He going to believe, and guess what? He going to understand everything that he learned was a lie. Right? Go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, man. Right? Because, hey, we're not the only one that had to deal with science. Paul had to deal with oppositions of science, man. Right? Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6 and we start
It's
at
always been ops. They always been snakes.
chapter 6 and verse. Right? But hey, Paul was the only one, he wasn't the only one that had to deal with oppositions of science, man. Right? We doing the same thing. Brother came with all types of philosophy and doctrines, right? All types of madness, getting cut up, talking about an atheist, but then getting emotional when we start bringing up the word, man.
That's right.
Right? So I can go to 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 6 and 20.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 20.
Bring it out.
O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babble.
Right, cause that brother was just vain babbling, speaking profane things that had nothing to do with nothing. Hey, brother with the strap on. Right, you believe in God? You believe in God, but what's your nationality? What's your nationality? You said black. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. Repeat
That's
the commandments.
right.
You God chosen people. Well, read that.
Read that again.
O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babbling.
Right, because we gotta avoid those type of brothers, man. We gotta see Satan before he actually comes. Right? Go to Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 4. Man. Come, hold on. We finish that.
And oppositions of science.
Oh, wait, what?
And oppositions of science.
2,000 years ago, they was coming with that Greek mythology. They was coming with that so-called white man science. They was coming with all that, man. Right? And he was telling him, hey, avoid that if you can. Hey, brother, what's your nationality?
White.
You said what?
White.
Light? What does that mean? See that? See, the brother said my nationality is light, man. That makes no. What's your nationality? What does that mean? Come back. Come dialogue with me. Huh? The Holy Quran. We're not dealing with that, man. Come back up here and learn who you are, man. Who are you? You're an Israelite, King.
That's right.
You're an Israelite according to the Bible.
Right.
Why you gotta repent and keep the commandments, man? You knew that? You see, brother got demons on him, man. All types of demons, man. Read that. Proverbs 22 and 4.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches, honor, and life. Verse 5. Thorns and snares are in the way of the forward, and that doth keep his soul shall fear from them.
Actually, I'll go to 12 and 26. All right, bring out your precept.
That's the book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 9, and it reads, but avoid foolish questions and genealogies, and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain.
And they're unprofitable and vain, man. We gotta avoid those things, man. Go to 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 22. Right? And brothers come up with different doctrines, different heresies, right? Of their own belly claiming these things, man. I really think they sit and meditate in their room. How can I, what big doctrine can I come up with? Right? How can I lead away the people of God? Because these doctrines are folly, man, and madness. Right? Y'all believe in God? Do y'all believe in God? What's your nationality? But I bet they be at the Christian church every Sunday, man, talking about, praise Jesus. Right? And I bet they celebrate Easter. Right? But they over here can't answer their brother. Right? Read that. Verse 2 Timothy. Yeah, 2 Timothy 2 and 22.
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 22.
Bring it out.
Brother, what's your nationality? What's your nationality? You believe in God? Did God call us African Americans or the chosen people of Hebrew Israelites? Which one was it? Alright? See that? Read on.
Verse 22. Flee also useful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
But foolish and unlearned questions avoid.
But what?
But foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender stripes.
And they gender stripes. They did gender contentions, man. All the brother was doing was gendering contentions, man. Right? We don't.
It says, and the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach patiently.
Exactly. You got to apt to teach patiently, man. Right? And brother Bakasha did a great job teaching patiently, because that brother was, he was vexing, man.
That's right.
Right? Just bringing out nothing but wickedness and folly out of his own belly, man. Right? Read that. But what we got to do, we got to be able to spot Satan, man. Right? 12 and 26. What's that?
Satan just came through with that green shirt. Talking about hide his green. Legal.
22.
Bitch, fuck out of here.
Ah! Spirit.
I hate to see
Damn.
foul work, but you know.
Going into basically seeing Satan before he comes. It's somewhat problems. Right? But it's cool, man. Right? Yeah. Shalaka, let me get that real quick. Right? Go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and 3.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 3.
Get out.
A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right? So if you see Satan, man, and you allow yourself to get destroyed or tempted and fall into your own lust and you err through the spirit, guess what? You're a foolish man, man. Right? You deserve that. But a prudent man is going to be able to see those things and be able to get out the way, man. Right? And we seen that brother was coming with contentions, man. Right? He started cutting them up through the spirit. Right? Any other brother that comes up here with gender and stripes and contentions, we can see that through the spirit and not deal with that brother, man. Right? We are here sincerely for our people fishing, man. Right? We want our people to come back to who they are. Go to Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. Right? Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
No, Ecclesiastes, not.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven.
Right, so everything there's a time, man. Right? It wasn't time to deal with that brother when we have sheep up here that's wanting to get edified. All you wanted to do was argue with the other people, man. When they was trying to get the word in sincerity and truth, you know?
A time to be born and a time to die.
Hey, they wanted to be born again, man. They wanted to be born again by learning the words of the Lord, man. They was trying to come out of it, or whatever they was in. They was asking questions, sincere questions. Hey, but that brother, hey, man, you never know. It may be his time to die. It may be today. Right? Talking about believing in the Most High. That Bible ain't nothing. You said what? Hey, yeah, that's right. He already spiritually dead, man. It's a time for that brother to die. Exactly, man. We don't.
A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
And it's a time to plant, man. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6. We out here planting seeds, man. Right? We out here planting seeds, and there's also a time to pluck up that which is planted. The Most High He's gonna send His Son Yahushua to divide the wheat from the tares, man. Right? That's where Him plucking up that which was planted, man. 1 Corinthians 3 and 6.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6.
No.
I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase.
Shalaki. Y'all sisters believe in God?
Absolutely. Yes.
What's your nationality?
Non-denominational.
Mexican.
No, I didn't ask religion. I said nationality. Are y'all Israelites according to the Bible? Repent and keep the commandments.
That's right.
And put on some clothes. All right?
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Shalaki says you believe in God.
Yeah.
What's your nationality?
I'm from America.
You from America?
Yeah.
Well, where do your people go back to?
I don't know.
Were they brought over here on slave ships?
I wouldn't know that.
All right, we're gonna bring it out, right? We believe so. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Right, we're gonna read your history in the Bible, man. Start at verse 1.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
All right, so 5,000 years ago, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans was led out of ancient Egypt through the hand of Moses, right? Hey, and guess what? The Most High gave Moses to give us a contract to our people. If you listen to God's commandments, I'm gonna give you all these blessings. What's the first thing the Lord said He's gonna give to our people?
To observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So the first thing the Lord said it was going to happen, He's going to set you on high above all nations of the earth. Now I'm going to give you $1 million. Not if you want to be the richest nation or you're going to look the best. The Lord said, "I'm gonna sit you on high," meaning every nation going to come to you, man. Right? You're gonna be the one. You're gonna be the one living in these high rises, man. Right? You the ones that's not gonna be poor and broke out here, man. These nations are, man. But guess what? We broke God's commandments. So what do you think happened to our people? Read verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
Right. So it's gonna happen. This is a prophecy in the Bible. This was written 5,000 years ago. Read on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these good things.
all these curses,
All these blessings.
all these curses.
Sisters, a curse a good or bad thing?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking.
What?
Is a curse a good or bad thing?
A bad thing.
That's a bad thing.
It's negative influence.
Exactly. The Lord said, guess what? If you break my commandments, all these curses are going to come upon the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let's read about some of these curses God put on our people for breaking his commandments. Read on.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What the Lord say?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Now, who's cursed in the cities of America? Who's the one that's homeless, that's out here, that got no job, right? They begging, right? That is out here, man. Who is it? Is it the so-called white man? Hey, is it the so-called Chinese man? Who is it?
I don't know. That's why I came to get the word.
Hey, guess what? The Lord's, go to verse 46. Keep it Deuteronomy 28, verse 46 for me.
Verse 40, the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So God said, when you read these curses, it's going to be upon us for a sign. You should be able to tell when God says who's cursed in the cities, you should be able to identify who that is. Like how you go past a McDonald's, you see the golden arches, you automatically know that's McDonald's. Or a Subway, you kind of see the green and the yellow, right? Or at Dunkin' Donuts, you see a D and a D, right? Hey, when you read these curses, you should be able to identify who these curses are talking about. And it says, and for a wonder. And it says, and for a wonder, meaning these curses are going to make you wonder who they are. And it says, what? Read that again.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So these curses are going to be on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans forever, man, until we return to keep the commandments. Right? So, like I said, who's cursed in these cities? In Houston, LA, Chicago. It's us. We cursed in the cities. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Go to South America, you're going to see who's cursed in them cities, man. Right? All over the world, man. It's all people.
Look at Cuba.
Look at Cuba right now, man. We cursed in the cities, man.
Cuba Libre.
Right? Read on.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
What the Lord say?
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Who's cursed in them slave fields? The tobacco fields, the strawberry fields, the sugarcane fields. Who was cursed in all these fields, man? That was all people. Right? We reading your history of the Bible, man. Right? He wasn't cursed in the field, man. Hey, guess what? He was on the horses in the field, man. Right? His forefathers were on horses in the field, man. Right? They don't care about you, man. But guess what? Hey, sister, you listening? Well, we reading your history of the Bible, man.
That's right.
Right? Read verse, go to verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
Sister, you know what a proverb is?
A good verse?
No. A proverb is so-called a black man. If you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. Hispanics are lazy, right? That's a proverb. God said that's going to happen to our people, right? In a byword, right? We're Israelites, but they call you Mexican. Right? We're Israelites, they call you black. Right? If I call an Asian person yellow, now I'm racist. But they can call me black anytime they want to.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That's a proverb in the Bible. That's a curse that's going to happen to our people, man. Right? Read on.
Among all the nations.
Among the some nations.
Among all the nations.
You go to South Africa, they're going to call you a kafir. That's another word for nigga. You go to Japan, they're going to call you something else. You go to damn Iran or Iraq, they're going to call you something else, man. And it all means the same thing. They're all bywords, man, and proverbs. Read on.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
And whether the Lord's going to lead you. We led in all the nations of the earth, man. We cursed in the cities. We was cursed in the fields. Who is this Bible talking about? It can't be talking about the Hawaiians. This Bible can't be talking about the Japanese, man. This is only talking about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is
right.
The Bible, man. Right? This is your book. Right? You come from the tribe of Judah, man. Right? What's your? It's through our actions. Right? Through our works. Right? What's your nationality, sister? What's your nationality? What would this society call you? Colombian. Hey, y'all be from the tribe of Asher, man.
That's
right.
Y'all be from the mighty tribe of Asher, God's chosen people, Northern Kingdom, man.
That's right.
Right? Read on. Go to verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies.
What the Lord say?
Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies.
Who do you have to go to in this society for everything that you want? You have to serve your enemies, man. You can't call on God anymore for anything that you want, man. You gotta go to your enemies, man. Right? You gotta go to the so-called white man for food, right, for water, right, for his clothes, for a birth certificate, for a death certificate, for a passport, for a car, for a job. Exactly, man. Read on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
What's the last thing that you ate?
Man, something that was donated.
Something that was donated to you? And 9 times out of 10, guess what? We don't own those things. Right? We don't own Starbucks. If I go to the CEO of Starbucks or Coca-Cola, it's not a Hispanic, Native American, or black man sitting in that seat. His name's gonna be Todd, right? He's gonna look like a damn Edomite with slick back hair, man.
Jacob.
Right? Who?
Jacob.
Jacob. What about Jacob?
So his name be Jacob too.
Hey, guess what? But Jacob was our forefather's name.
What about white Jacob?
Exactly. Right? Exactly. Right? Issachar with the zeal, man. But guess what? We don't own none of these things, man. Right? We don't.
And in thirst.
And in what?
And in
Thirst.
Guess what, man? Wherever you bought them drinks from, our people don't own those things, man. Right? Our people don't own Starbucks, like I said. Right? All praises to the Most High. Right? All praises, man. Right? We don't.
And in nakedness.
And in what?
And in
The
nakedness.
clothes on our backs, we do not own, man. We don't own the textile mills. Right? We don't own the clothing press industries. Right? His forefathers own that, man. Right? We don't.
And in want of all things.
I can't tell who's the man and the woman in a relationship. We don't.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Read that again.
And he-
want all things.
And in want of all things.
So whatever you want in this society, God said you got to go to your enemies. Who that? That's a curse in the Bible, sister. You know.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now look at this picture. If you couldn't tell who he's serving in his captivity, the Lord said you got to put a yoke of iron on our necks. Who's the Lord talking to? The Lord couldn't be talking to anybody, right? The Lord couldn't be talking to anybody. Y'all got a moment to your nationality. Y'all believe in God? Y'all believe in God? Y'all know what God called y'all in the Bible? He called y'all God's chosen people. Right?
That's right.
We're the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
We do everything the best. We're genetically the best because God chose y'all as a nation of people.
That's right.
Right? We reading these curses that God put on his people. I'm gonna read y'all one curse. I want to see who this applies to today. Read verse 54.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
What the Lord say?
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Now God said his chosen people, it's gonna come a day where their eyes is gonna be evil towards their brother. Right? What does that sound like in a society? Your eye being evil towards your brother. Exact black on black crime, right?
That's
So-called
right.
gang violence, right? God said, if you don't keep my commandments as a people, this curse will come upon you. Read on.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Right? Who got the highest domestic violence rate in the country? Huh? Our people do. Right? Read on.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
No, the black man gonna stay.
Which he shall lead.
No, he gonna be there for his children.
Which he shall
The
lead.
Lord said the so-called black man gonna leave his children.
That's right.
That's our people. That doesn't apply to the damn Hawaiians, man. The Japanese man, the Chinese man. Like the damn Arabs come over here, now they want to pick up the Bible. That is not their book, man. This is our book, but we refuse to read it, man. Read verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now y'all know what the ancient Israelites was doing in ancient Egypt? Y'all know, now, how did the pyramid get there? Right? How did Pharaoh, that Sphinx, how did that get there? Did it grow out the ground? No, somebody had to build it. Somebody was forced to build that in the sun, man. Our grandfathers, right? Our grandmothers, man, was getting whipped on their back by the Egyptians. We built Chicago, man. We built that diamond right there. We built everything in this country, man. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we built up this whole world.
That's
Right.
We don't. So I can read that.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt or slavery is synonymous with bondage, man. So the Lord said, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt again. But the Israelites never walked back into Egypt again when you go to history. So what is that word Egypt talking about? It's talking about slavery. Right? The Lord said 5,000 years ago, I'm going to bring my people into slavery again. Now, how did we get to America? Did we walk here? How we get here? By boats, right? Let's read out the Bible. Read on.
And the Lord shall bring you into slavery again with ships.
No, by a plane.
With ships.
No, we walked here.
With ships.
Hey, the Lord said we're going to get here on slavery with ships, man.
That's
Right.
Now, that's the last curse in the Bible. right? Who can that apply to? Not everybody can open this book and say that's talking about me, right? Jesus is my God, my Savior. God is my God. He only belongs to the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Go to Joel chapter 2 and verse 27. Right? Right? He only belongs to us. Go to Joel chapter 2 and verse 32 for the king. Right? Can I read verse 29 and 29 and 1?
These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
He made him a black
With the children of Israel.
African American.
With the children of Israel.
Mexican.
Israel.
Native American.
Israel.
Hey, he made it with the children of Israel. That's our nationality,
That's
man.
right.
We none of these words that society calls us, man. How am I the color of my pants, man? No, I'm beautifully brown, man. I'm an Israelite, man.
That's right.
Right, read that.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27.
Read it out.
And ye shall know I am in the midst of Israel.
In the midst of all nations.
In the midst of
I'm
Israel.
the God of everybody.
In the midst of Israel. And that I am the Lord your God.
Oh, you know, their God.
And I am the Lord your God.
Read on.
And none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
And we shouldn't be ashamed to say that God in the Bible only belongs to us.
That's
Right.
Right? The God in the Bible does not belong to them. Right? They have no reason picking up the KJV Bible, man. The old history is in the Bible. The prophets, they're telling your history, man. Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Haggai, Habakkuk, Moses. Hey, so-called Jesus Christ, Issachar. Guess what? He was of our lineage, man. Right? He
Right.
does not belong to anybody else. Right? Read that for me.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 32.
Read it out.
And it reads, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, For in
Mount Zion and Jerusalem.
shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, in the remnant whom the Lord shall call.
And guess what, man? Y'all, they got a flyer? All right, come on. Y'all Israelites according to the Bible.
Right.
Right? So, hey, guess what? Only the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that repent on the sign can receive the kingdom of heaven, can repent, right? Only in Mount Zion and Jerusalem is going to be is deliverance, man. They're not being delivered according to the Bible. They're like Ethiopians or Somalis. They're not being delivered. You can be delivered, man. The Lord hears the cry of the poor, man. Y'all go to Psalm chapter 21.
You're really good at intentions of speech. You're right about all this stuff.
I'm not right. The Lord is right.
Right, all these guys are right. You're right. Your life is gonna change a lot. Just like my life changed. It's different for us throughout our past lives and our current lifetimes. You have a really good chance of ascending just because you're not afraid to walk up to people and deliver a message, even if you're not completely sure of it. But your ability to talk, that vibration you feel going up through your chest, that's good. And
That's the spirit.
Yeah, and learning how to literally utilize it. It's not for everybody. Like you're on a different journey. You're learning how to enhance your senses. And then you'll have a really enhanced spiritual journey later on in life. I'm psychic, so I can see into that stuff.
You're a what?
Psychic.
You're psychic?
Yeah, it's called energy reading.
Well, okay. All right, so you said you're a psychic.
Yeah, and what you do is a part of energy reading. You're going to get really far in your personal spiritual journey, and being aware of all of this throughout the different nations. So that's why I'm glad you asked me about nationality and stuff, because that means you're aware of religions throughout the different nations. You're going to see that it all helps. Like your star, like for me, that reminds me, like you have Jewish, you have Christian, you have everything you need. So I'm glad I ran into you. I almost changed my sign to say I was on a spiritual journey, and now I see why I did it.
All right. So the point is you're an Israelite, right? I don't know anything about you being a psychic or whatever, right? Because the Most High is the only one that declares the dreams and the prophecies,
Right.
And He gives it to His servants, the prophets, those that are keeping His commandment. Right, but let me show you something. Your life is going to change, man. If you do something. I'm going to start right to the 5.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 5.
Read it out.
A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reaches to the ears of God.
What say?
A prayer